Welcome everyone to today's live stream. I hope it is working correctly. YouTube did an update because of course they did, and I am not a fan of this live stream update they did. It is completely screwed up the interface. I've got video being cut out, all sorts of stuff missing. It's not a good update. YouTube, please undo it, because this is not a good rework of the interface. I've got Timmy here. He is waiting in his Jedi, style look. Right there, look right here. There's Jedi Timmy. He's waiting for this treat. Yes. Be one with the Force. The greeny Force. There you go. You want it? It's a new one. It's a new treat. You'll like it. It's a new treat. You're gonna like it. Trust me, Timmy. So I hope this is live and notifying. It looks live for me, but I don't know if it's actually sending out notifications for anyone or what. I just know they have really hosed the live streaming setup now, and it is not looking right. It's also very slow. I'd say that it is very sluggish to respond to anything. So hopefully they're gonna fix this. Good afternoon, Felonious. I see they changed the live streaming setup, but they didn't fix the whole stupid name thing that you got. So it still got your full username, not the one you chose to display. I would think they would have already fixed that if they're gonna screw up something else, but apparently they just decided they want to screw up the whole live streaming experience now, period. Maybe they gave up on they don't want to compete with Twitch anymore. There we go. Now he's eating it. Let's see if I can get it on here. He's munching. He's munching. It's a new tougher greeny dental stick that they had at Aldi. I was like, all right, I'll get this and give him a try. All right, you know what? It says you're here, Felonious. I trust that at least notifications semi went out. Let's go ahead and get started and get going on Toxicity, which I have a very good feeling we're gonna be able to finish this today. And I almost ran off the ledge because of lagginess. So yeah, come on, get rid of the lag. Big lag drops. So I've got some stuff going. We've got some good terraformation going now. Let's see, I'm at 1.52. I've got 4 toxic areas left and just under 700 toxic goo. We've got the tier 4, and at 1000 GPU I'll get the Toxo tree seed, and I am quickly approaching 1% of complete terraformation. So we should be done with this fairly quickly today, I expect. But first, let's go to my new goo farm. I set up a little goo farm, funny enough, right here, which is one of the spots we went through last time, or we kind of breezed past this last time. I am right here, and it's that little train thing that connects, and there's this one over here. You can kind of see, yeah, there's the train track. I don't know how much of this area we actually looked at last time, though. As I kind of started poking around, and I was like, I don't think I actually covered this one the last time. Especially not going down there. It's like a shipping container hook. Like hook this and then transport it, but it looks like a regular living area. Oh, so it's like a portable life pod type thing, like living quarters. You just drop it off instead of using our fancy thing to build it. Our nice little multi-tool handheld gun. It's like, no, we'll just ship in prefabricated stuff. And wow, I knocked out 3 of them in one go. I'm assuming those 3 must have counted as all part of the same thing. very wide range of lag spikes today on it. I do remember having one where we went up the stairs. I don't think it was this one though, because there is stuff I'm finding. What do you need this kind of... It's like a ship cockpit. Why do you need a ship cockpit when you're not on a ship? I just got a nice little look. It's like there's no real utility to this place. Here's a bunch of spots to sit, some place to live, and then like, okay, that's good enough. There's no real other utility to this place. We got this. No worky. Oh! Okay, well this one is now working and going the other direction. And I already cleared that out. Let's see, where are we going? I guess it's still take us back to the hub over here, which fortunately is on a separate track, as you can see, from that one we looked at so last time. So every one of these has got like some kind of track it can go on that's, you know, intact. Obviously I'm going to run back that way after this finishes. Though that is kind of a nice touch, you know, we've got all this pre-existing infrastructure that now, you know, we could take advantage of. Wish I could get rid of that stuff. So, you know, you built the big central dome there, and now you got two spots you can use for transport. At least if you're doing this before you get the teleporter, that's kind of helpful. I like that fact that, you know, you unlock it. Basically now you just go there and you can ride out, get what you need, ride back. And gives you a reason to build right next to the big dome. But we're going back over here. And I know I got some of this going. We gotta get this cleaned up. That's basically all that's left is in this back area. Got nice waterfalls going down below. I guess we need to drop down and see what we can find there. And I noticed, yeah, that stops just off the edge right there, so that you don't go like getting on there, have to worry about train track switching. $100 toxic water. It's a good thing we don't have to clean up like the scrap too, that we're not forced on that. And, oh, we got a ladder. Leads down to this spot, okay. And I bet it's gonna be the same. Yep, 100. I think I did go like along this spot last time, maybe. Maybe not. Well, the elevator's up there, so maybe I did. And I can make it up there without an elevator. Yeah, look at that. Easy. Yeah, okay. Here's this. This is one we set last time. And apparently I cannot stand on my water filters. 204 out of 250. So we still, yeah, have a little bit more to go. But hey, we're already producing algae and toxic water. So I trust this is just a regular dam because it's not showing anything that to me indicates hydroelectric. And now I got a inside area that is dark finally. And 2 hallways. No power. Three of them. I need 3. Hopefully I have those. I didn't need power. It already had power. It literally had power already. Okay, let's drop it down. Should be, yes. So the dam is dirty inside. New message received. Okay. And pristine purifying balm. Okay. I do like the stacked grow beds. That's neat. We get to do that, right? We get an option for doing exactly that. I would expect we should. That's gonna be. Oh, hey, somebody else beat us to the golden crate, and it looks like a tablet that I cannot collect. Okay, so alien artifact inside our you know, the fabrication facility or dam. That's weird. Oh yeah, that's totally where I want to keep my ancient artifact. And fancy gold crate is tucked away in the background in a little back corner. Oh, is that good clean water? All right. It's basically a maze. You just gotta, you know, go around obstacles to find your very not complicated path. Is that like a hourglass? The sands of time? Some beans and space food. All right. That's what I always wanted. It's like wood chips. Kind of like the texture to me, like maybe it's some kind of fuel pellets or something. But texture, like design wise, makes me think wood chips. Yeah, it's like wood chips. Or corn, maybe. Because that could be like special space corn. That broke. Something is still running and producing this stuff from somewhere. Maybe that's the space food. That's what it actually looks like inside the package that, you know, we never get to see. This is the space food dam. Oh, I saw one energy cell. Put that in on the way back up. Still going down. All right. So same thing. I've got to get some power in this place so I can actually see. And I'm out of storage. So, oh, there you go. Let's go back out. It's not really a maze. I mean, it's like pretty much, you know which direction you're going. You know, you're following a pretty linear path. Not that one. So this side. Oh, there we go. There it goes. This spot is clean. Oh, you know, I forgot to go. Oh, there it is. All right. Where is that? 2 cells. So I guess maybe you could find 3 total in here. Oh, yeah, look, I got plenty of fusion cells. Look at that. Oh, yeah, and the artillery shell, the toxic artillery shell. Gotta do something with that. I think it was 200 that we have to produce for the first phase on that. Well, I guess that's one automation I can worry about today. Oh, we got a creature. Got one of those guys. Though I don't know if they got that color before. Oh, I got that. We got 2 different ones here. I'll put the third power cell in. Cause there we go. We got a door open over here. Oh, great. An elevator. A very tall elevator. This is going to lead me all the way up. Beans and space food. Message. 15 years operation. Valuable resources are largely depleted. That's okay. You know, it's still or was a viable place to live, at least. Plants acquired by Simple have been profitable investments, but these results are not as good as before. Plant crafter program would be a significant source of revenue for the company. Terraform plant is far more valuable than a hostile one. So we terraformed, or we had it terraformed. We harvested all the valuable resources and then destroyed the planet in a different way. And now we're back to clean it up because, hey, a terraform planet, even without maybe, you know, mineable resources and such, is still a terraformed planet. So, you know, hey, that's useful. That's worth something. Ah. I thought I got that one. I didn't in time. I think I still got cat dander on me from the stray cat that's been hanging around me and Timmy lately. It was looking a little dirty, so I had to get out there and give it a little bit of a pet, kind of clean it a little bit, and you know, brush it. And well, of course, the cat decided to climb in my lap, and I'm allergic to cats. So, I'm sure I got cat dander just everywhere. And now we got a nice view into this area. So let's look. Is that, well, that could be doors down there. Could be that, maybe not doors. I don't see a little defined path like on the other side, so maybe we were supposed to jump down into there, and then that's place of no return. But no, sir, you're not coming back. Though we do have this area right here. I could probably go and skirt my way into there from the other spot. And I missed that. Went right past it. Oh, come on now. I know I got a spot for super alloy rods. Don't know why it's not taking that super alloy rod. Water is clean. And you cannot stand on these purifiers, which is strange. I think they forgot to make them actually exist as far as the physical nature of them in the game. Oh man, I was at 1.5 TTI. I went to the wrong spot. And now I'm coming up on 3 TTI, so I've already about to have doubled in just 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes, actually. Oh, ladders I can't climb to a spot where there's nothing to stand on, you know. It's a weird design. Seems not really that useful. Okay, that. Cosmic quartz. Oh yeah, how much? 3.37 million tokens. Of course, we gotta see how high I get on that today. Now this looks quite different when the lights are on. Yeah, definitely easier to see stuff you missed when it's lit up properly. Yay! Space food, the ultimate. Okay. That just does not look appetizing. It's just a pile there. I guess that's supposed to be a conveyor belt. But yeah, it's just like, here's... It looks like kibble. Like pellets, almost like a hamster type pellet. Something like that, where you just get those and it's this little... It looks like you're eating cardboard, basically. Probably why, you don't really care for the space food. I went this way and got that stuff. And apparently dropped those. And I can't even interact with any of the ladders again. And then we still have one on each side. And there appears to be at least separate rooms on this part. More elevators going down. Can't turn the wheel. Cannot interact with that, so it's gotta be open already. Clear all the junk, the debris out from the turbine, right? Because that means to get the turbine working again. And here we are at the water level. So you either go up top and jump down, or you go through the lower level, which is the way you can actually get back. Oh, and look at this. Climbable vine. Okay. Go up here. There's a climbable vine. That usually means something of use. Well. Okay. That seems like it's broken. And then our climbable vine. So I'm on the westernmost side. I mean, somewhere right over there is that little path, the foundation thing. You just come up here, go this way, run right through Obviously, climbing up the vines help, but really, once you're up top, the jetpack is all you need to get back down. At least that's better than having to go all the way through twist and turn hallways to get to a spot and teleport. Oh, great. Hey, Jenny. Starting to wonder if you're going to make it today. This is not the one I came out of, I don't think. Maybe it is. So I missed that one. Too much junk. So it's basically the other side, same idea. And then we're into this area. Guess I gotta go drop stuff off again. You know what? Let's, I'm pretty sure I know where this goes. It just goes to that same one on the other side, but let's take a look. Yeah, okay. Same thing, just the other side of the structure there. I think most of this I've already cleared. You're in and out cleaning today. Okay. And new message. Toxic artillery shells pack. Hey, I like the sound of that. Means I can make one pack of mini. 3.4 TTI. Obviously, artillery shells coming from that message I just got. Get time for my drones to do their thing. I need to get some more drones going. I don't have enough. Especially with them going all the way out to that area. Apparently you get algae. Auto crafter blueprint chip. Interesting. It's a lot of fish that are flying through the air in this area. All right, we're gonna go this way. So climb, one climb all the way up, and then jump down. Ooh. 296 toxic elements. Obviously, I am covering a very large area here. Quasar quartz. I'm about to be too toxic for my health, which is fine because I just gotta get back out over here, and there we go. $100 water to extract. I'm not paying enough attention to my toxicity level today. I can eat some animal food, right? That's totally fine. I can get by. Bunch of toxic goo right here. So yeah, I want to say 4 TTI is the full terraformation complete for this location. Well, I can't remember if that might be 4 TTI on the moons and 5 TTI on the planets. And this is a planet, but I also feel like cleaning up the toxic goo spot should be a requirement for it to complete terraformation. I'm saying all that is looking clean, but if I'm still in here, I'm getting that toxic effect till I get out of the area. Right there. Afternoon, BT. Be tactical. I'll start calling you Butler if you want, since that's what YouTube wants you to be displayed as. Okay, so not toxic area right there. So it's really the middle area. Very outer edge is free and clear on that. I think most people, it doesn't matter what I call them as long as I don't call them something mean. But, you know, some people are not liking the YouTube change where it has to show your regular username and not like your chosen display name. Yeah, doing fine. Get those. All right, down to the last 100 toxic goo spots. Pristine purifying balms pack. I feel like that means that's something else we've got to make and ship out. Instead of trade, we're doing it as part of like a story thing. Oh, yeah, okay, so the eastern side, whole bunch of goo gunk over here. You've been deep into Enshrouded. I've looked at that one, and it looks interesting. I've still got too many games to try and play and keep up with. I got games I bought last year that I haven't even got to play yet, or got around to playing yet. Mm. 500 toxic water on this spot. Okay. So there's one spot over there I saw 100. That's 500. Let's go drop stuff off because I'm running a little low on some space. Oh. Alright. That's enough. Hydration level critical. Not anymore. Food. Looks like eating food I had at 8. Oh, 422 TTI. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm halfway, or 55% to complete terraformation. So 5 TTI, I guess, is the final amount I need to complete terraformation. Oh, 6.5 TTI. There we go. As is humble. Prime are 4 TTI. Selenia is 5. Aqualis was 7. Okay, so 4, 4, 5, 6. So that's what that's how it's being ordered. It's being ordered based on the final terraformation index. Which Aqualis, I'm not sure about that because of Aqualis being like so limited on the landmass and everything. But here I could get it because we're adding in the toxicity aspect. You say Enshrouded is one of your top 3 games. Is that now or of all time? So that makes a difference, you know. All time, you know, pretty big difference there. Just now, you know, good game. All time? Huh, interesting. Ah, I forgot to grab food. You know what? I need to get this where it's not tying up my drones. If I can get up here. You know, I had no problem with this last time. That's how I built it. Alright, I need some more. You know what? I can get iron over here. How do you get biomass up? Are you talking about on like humble or toxicity or what? Which map are you on? Hey, detoxo tree seed. No, we're gonna give it a little foreign flair. We're gonna make it detoxo tree seed. Give it kind of a French, you know, American person pretending to be French sound. Detoxo. Maybe that's more Italian. Aqualis. I mean, biomass, you want to start, of course, with the algae will be one of the first ones that'll be doing the biomass, because you'll need algae in order to do, well, it'll be doing plants. So biomass is going to be plants, insects, animals. If you start with some algae generators, they're going to get some biomass going. And I don't have the biomass screen up here right now. But yeah, doing that should get you at least a start to the biomass. And I'm trying to think what else would be the next thing that comes in. Obviously, you know, plants again, wrong spot. Tree spreaders, grass spreaders, flower spreaders, doing those. Algae, I think, is the most useful one because it's straight utility at that point. And that just, you know, makes it easier on you because you're gonna be doing algae anyway to make certain products. So why not go ahead and just set it up to do algae and get some plants out of it. And of course, if you got the ecosystem, do the ecosystem because, well, obviously you want to generate larvae. That will give a nice big boost right there. That gives you some good utility. Tree spreader, of course, is going to be really good utility for that sort of thing. You just, you know, for increasing biomass, it's just you're not going to get the utility from it that you get with like other stuff. Did I clear this? I guess I did. Oh, but no build constraints. I forgot to turn that off. There we go. Now, autocraft and supply. So that should just be generate some water, generate the algae, start, you know, burning through water instead of having algae collected here. Should produce more than enough water to keep up with the algae in the end, and that means I won't be shipping algae back. I'll just be shipping back the completed bacteria samples. Now we're gonna go finish this off. Yeah, I got a little bit left, but I'm fairly close. 32. I got what looks to be a little cave. The super alloy. Okay, so it's just a little cave. It's not leading me into like any kind of secret area, special area. It's just there's a cave, and I found the other side of the cave. That's it. Should be the last of it. There we go. This area is now clean. We got super alloy mining spot, which, depending on how far out that covers, I got that. Then I got the spores here for some robots. Yeah. Alright, so we got that and that. 2 more spots. Okay, come on. What's the water? There it is. 500. Alright, so if it's separate from the other one, that's 2 500 water locations. I'm feeling though, because of the way it is, it may be tied to that other one. And there we go. There's a big area covered between them. 202 for this area. Oh, come on. Check, check. There it goes. Pick it up. There it is. Okay. I always do that. I barely nudge the cable and it's like, oh man, lose connection to the Yeti. But smack the Yeti itself sometimes and it's perfectly fine. Now that was like, yeah, one long stretch of water, so I have a feeling that 500 is combined between that whole thing, so yeah, I can go get some water collectors or water filter things going over here. Okay, goes that. Sort. I got so many outfits right now. Let me tell you. Goose. Spacesuit Goose. Or Gooettes. Five TTI. I just have to get to 6. Or 6.5. Once we hit 6.5, full terraformation. And I've got a very small number of goo spots left. So we will get this terraformed today. I get out. And 1, 2, 3. First time I've given him a dental treat. Granted, this is a different type of treat, but dental treat, and he didn't finish. They're right there. Normally, he just chews right through them. Today, these were on a special at Aldi. He chewed off a little piece right there, too. And he's like, that's it. I'm give out. Too much. So yeah, we got toxic spores that I can auto collect down there, and we can create purified water. I can't remember what it was though for the new recipe. Oh wow, my toxicity level burned through quick on that, even though it's only 0.2 per second. That is going exceptionally fast. Like, why is it that fast? Like, look at that's going more like 0.1 per second, like it did at the beginning. And I've got, you know, these upgrades that have it say 0.2 per second, but it's definitely going faster than it should be. I mean, that's just a short little bit of time, and I'm already down. There we go, halfway. I gotta go again. That's faster than it's been in the past, or faster than it should be. I mean, great, yeah, I got like 200 I need to get through, but still, that's fast. It's a very fast drain for 0.2 per second. I wonder if there's a way to climb up that and get up there, so I don't have to go this way. I go through like the rooftop area. What? I clicked to climb it. There we go. Okay, do I have any of those toxic, you know, replenishment things? I got the oxygen capsules. I don't have the toxic capsules, but I somehow got 3 copies of Poster M. I mean, that's got a lot of water there. Honestly, this is not too bad on the space in terms of water availability. It's just, it's really no different in terms of how close it is to where my base is. So I think I'm still going to keep building where I got it on the other side of the dam. But this could offer up some good building options for those who want to put in the effort. Somewhere over here I should have that, yeah, pathway there connecting. Give me another way to get in here. Oh, now I got creatures showing up. Okay, so that area basically covering the little tower there. And then I got this area, which has, or supposed to have a bunch. Now you can see the toxic, area effect. So this should be fairly clean right through here. Except for that spot over there. And I can't get out. Of course, there it goes. Now see, this one is 0.2 per second, and it feels like it's draining slower than the other one. They're the same speed, supposedly. Why does the other one seem to drain faster? Oh yeah, see, I'd already be like getting ready to turn around and go back at the other spot. Same 0.2% speed, or 2 per second speed, and I'm doing much better on this spot with that same speed. So there's something bugged on that. Wow, surprisingly, that is clean right there. I thought that would be dirty. Toxic, because it's got that hue to it. That greenish tint down there on the water. Oh, great. I don't see any in my inventory right now. There we go. It's like, surely that should have cleaned this little spot. And it looks like we got a procedural wreck type of deal going down below. And of course, it's toxic here. Toxic right there, but, you know, just off to the side is fine. I missed one up there. And, oh, door. God, just flew over the door. Do I have any of the explosive things? I don't see them. Of course. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, there's the rail. Okay. Yep. So that rail will take me, I guess, once I get it powered. Let me ride back to the central hub area. Yes, I might need to build a teleporter in that big hub building. $180 out of 500. I'm going to end up terraforming before I get that cleaned. Hey, got some bacteria samples finally going. Okay, yeah, we're at 92% to complete terraformation. It's about 2% every second, so 6-ish minutes. 6-ish minutes just to be done. I gotta clean 2 areas, which I'm working on, and that leaves me a total of 252 toxic goo to clean up. It's about time. And of course, once the terraformation is done, which is about to be done very quickly, I can build myself a portal generator. Thanks to the mod, I can now start teleporting back to my other planets. And, you know, go get other supplies. Go get a bunch of drones to streamline everything here. Even though I'm about to be done with this one. As far as the terraforming, unlocking, all that. One little hab spot up here. We get a regular blueprint microchip, and Dusk 31 people besieged the prison with poor quality weapons. Since the prisoner escaped, they organized a small rebellion, quickly suppressed, gave troops a chance to train a little, which did them good. A few of the attackers managed to escape and fled like rats. 6 of our soldiers were slightly injured, nothing serious. So yeah, this is the prison. Apparently. I mean, I feel like, you know, the fact that, hey, here's a planet we're terraforming for resources, let's make it into also a prison. It's not the good idea of saying, here's a planet that is falling apart, getting too toxic to live on, we'll make it a prison. So that's like a thing you see in a lot of the sci-fi stuff. A prison world, prison planet, and it's always like very harsh in order to reflect punishment that is deserved of criminals placed there. Oh, that's not wanting to open. Okay, I see where I'm at now. Maybe that's a power door. You know, I put power in, it opens, or maybe a case of I'm not supposed to go that way. Obviously, that is no power because they now have a power symbol there. No, there's no power. You know, before it was we just had to assume that. Now we actually have an indicator, which is nice. Oh, okay. Take me back outside. I felt like I got something from here, but I could be just mixing this place up with another one. I'll say lack of drops here, though. Oh, right here. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even see what I got. I was looking at something else. And right here, back to the entrance. Okay, I don't see power cells. But I am right here. So let's take a look. All right, we got the broken piece. Obviously, I'm not going to be using that track. No, I didn't want to sit down. I wanted to open the crate. All right, I'm going this way instead of their way because I want to see, just make sure it's intact and it runs all the way here. And it does go where I believe it is going without issue. I have a teleporter right there too, so this is actually easier. Just follow this track instead of having to go up and around the dam there. I feel like they must have decided, hey, you know, people like to build minecarts in Minecraft that travel through areas and kind of show them off. Let's give them that with this new one. Yeah. I have way too much food. Look at that. Animal food. Okay, so 3 of those. You know what? I'm just gonna take one of those. Why not? You know, let's just go ahead, and I've got so much goo at the moment, and I'm producing goo right there, you know. It's not going to hurt me to leave some. Okay, so the rubble means I don't have a track that's going to go there, and I got rubble there. It's not going to go that way. So basically, there's obstructions or breaks in the track everywhere. to limit you to one path on the track. So there's no track switching, no weirdness on that. You don't have to worry about, oh, did I forget to change that back? Or telling it like with the elevators, basically having multiple floors and saying, go to the third floor. No, it's a simple button, go, and you know it's going to go one path, not the other, because that's the only way it can go. So it's a way to simplify it without just doing it in a more complicated way. Like, hey, here's a bunch of floors to choose from, but they're all turned off. You can only choose this one. It's like, why show all the other floors that you can't go to? Just make it so you hit a button, it goes to the one floor you're supposed to go to. And there's a shortcut here now. Pretty sure this opened up at some point. Oh yeah, there. Okay, so this is, yeah, the starting area right there. If I had climbed up here, I'm sure, yeah, I could have found my way into here at some point. Not at the very beginning when I was in this area. Wish these had the zipline thing like we had on Selenia. We zipline or what? That's what is the gondole there. We need a zipline like a thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab this from here and it's gonna ride me right down there. Somewhere I have my cart that will work. I'm assuming that's it because there's honestly no power, but you know, and that's, yeah, that's, it's gotta be this that goes back out, even though there's like a plant in the way over there. Okay, so I got power. I'm hoping that it's not only for that, but it kind of looks like it might be. Oh, drink. I can drink from the green water. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Apparently that power did not trigger the power over here. That just brings me up top to this area. I still got 49 toxic elements. And I'm going the wrong way. Because they're inside. Oh, look, you got a nice little line here. Two sides, one toxic, one not. And for the number of people in chat, it is quiet today. Somebody say something in chat. I know Jenny says she is cleaning, so she's in and out. Be Tactical, Felonious, what's up with you guys? And has anybody seen Jason? Jason has yet to pop in and show off his status, as it were. Base building will watch me. So Enshrouded, right? You're playing Enshrouded, since you said that is so good. It's in your top games of all time. No power. Where was the other power spot? Because apparently I missed one power location. I mean, I put power in right there. And it's 3 of them. I did what I was supposed to do. Come on. Oh, you know what? Let's try one of these. I really don't need to collect the drops from those. 147 out of 154. That made a big difference. I just don't know where all those spots were. I had no power. Power helps. You know, you gotta have power. Except to climb a ladder. Ooh, key card. I don't remember that door having a key card spot. Okay, let's see if I can find. There it is. Okay, there's the key card spot. Really? I didn't finish everything off like I hoped it would. All right, key card. Oh, yeah. Maybe if I use like the really big, you know, explosive, it might have carried enough to affect this area. 3, and the last one. Yay. Good choice. Prefer to die on my own terms. Told me my chances would be slim. Help open a new path for humanity. Okay. Can't stand this plane anymore. More polluted and propulsive it comes. Creating life is the most beautiful thing, and then we screwed it up. Okay. So I still need to get some power to this place. Maybe that's further down. See, this one definitely feels like a maze. Not because like on the procedural Rex where everything's just kind of similar looking everywhere you go. There's variety to this, but it's that variation and everything that causes you to kind of miss, like get confused on where certain things are, because it's like, was this one attached to this or this? Yeah, there's difference in them, but you're still trying to figure out which one's attached where. There we go. One. I need one. Oh, come on. I didn't get a single one from this place. I can't get a single power cell from this place. That's not fair. Access cards. Okay, apparently I'm gonna need several of them. Not enough to look after all these prisoners. So it's a prison on a very nice planet, or a formerly nice planet. A key card. I got 2 key cards. I still need a 3rd. Ooh, heal me. It's the health station. And there we go, number 3. I'm trusting those are all going to open either once I do the card here or I get power going. Great, another one. I have another console. I need another card. When's it going to stop? Okay, I'm coming back after I figure out how to get out of here. So I need to bring power with me, and I guess I'm gonna bring like plenty extra. Yeah, okay, this one. So it doesn't matter which way I go, as long as I can get out here. I go in that door, and that is by this little entrance. Okay. I've got it now. I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm going the wrong way. I got a better option. Yeah, just see, I go make my way to the opposite side over here. Let me figure out the path to take inside to go across, but there we go. Easy transportation. It's not as fast as teleporting, but it is a nice way to sit back and just enjoy the view for a minute. Speaking of you, Timmy, still not eating that one piece right there. Look. Timmy got to have a unexpected play date. My neighbor's her son and daughter-in-law came by with their new puppy loosely, and that's a 2-year-old mixed healer. 2 different type of healers, so one that's bigger and one that's smaller, and this has now produced a in-between type of healer, and it was just super energetic playing with Timmy. And it's funny, she would growl at him, and then he'd be like, I'm sorry, and back away. Then he'd growl at her, and she'd be like, I'm sorry, back away. They couldn't play together. And then finally I gave her some treats that he can't use anymore. And she gnawed right through one, and even though that was already gone, he's sitting there sniffing just close to the bag of treats that they're going to take home with her, and she went and bit at him, kind of not like really like arr, but more like, you know, gumming him, or, you know, just lips, and bit him right there, and he just kind of like backed away, and it didn't hurt him. Again, I think she just kind of like, you know, used her lips to kind of like, hey, don't do that. That's for me. And he just kind of, and he was like that for 10 minutes. He just like, I got in trouble. And he looked like he got punished, you know, like he was like, not like I'm bad, but more of like, I'm upset. I got in trouble. Yeah. Eat it. Eat it. You got a whole bag of them now. Autocrafter, blueprint, and trade space rocket still. Traumatized to me. I don't know, he's not traumatized. It's funny, had him on the couch next to me. I'm scratching him. The air dog gets jealous, having just met me. Jumps on the other side of the couch next to me. So I'm sitting there scratching both dogs, and they're both just kind of looking at each other. And I wasn't even looking. I died. I literally died in my base because I wasn't paying attention to my water level. Well, that was an easy one right there. Yeah, he, you know, I was sitting there scratching them both, and then one of them would get jealous of the other one, kind of like, ah. But yeah, after he got that little nip on the face, he kind of just, I'm not moving. And he just kind of locked up for the rest of the playtime. Let's see where, yeah, Goo Farm. Oh wait, let me go back. I got power. I was, one, I think, power cell. And I know there was another access car, which I don't see any access cars dumped in there, so I didn't use that up. So I'm gonna just carry 3 power cells. Always good to take a spare. And we'll feel the wind in our helmet. It's a breathable atmosphere, but we never really seem to take off our helmet. Yeah, we're just gonna feel the wind rushing against us as I sit here with the door open. I kind of wish one thing we got with here is it would take you getting to the very end of the area, like over here, where I have this track that takes me back to that one spot, and then that track takes me back to the hub. It'd be great if we had a track that basically just went all the way around everything, so that we could have like a track that we can use to have like just fly, basically drive around the whole area and get a view. I've always kind of wished when we did something to complete the game, you know, it would just give us a nice like flyby kind of thing where we're looking at an area and then we see it change from the start of the game to like the completed. You know, here's how it looked at the start when you got here, and now here's how it looks after you've done all this stuff and terraformed. And we get like at least that transitional cinematic. At least with the, may not be a transitional cinematic, but at least be something where like, oh hey, you know, you get to see the fruits of your labor, as it were. Oh wow. Oh, I think, yeah, Baby crate. Little baby crates. Okay, wow. A bunch of mutagen and what? Oh, that was a 4 genetic traits and bioluminescent. Okay, and that. Okay, so yeah, I got that. I wish the blue lockers would do something. I still need that one. Energy multiplier fuse, nice. And we still have another lower area. So I gotta be looking out for another card. Milikai has been granted exceptional permission to leave the prison with no possibility of return. Escort to extraction zone, and he's gonna participate in the experimental program related to research laboratories activities. So basically that's kind of the kickstart of we're gonna send him back, send him off somewhere, live or die, terraform a planet, or die trying. Which finally brings us back to the whole how this started, that we were a prisoner. Maybe that's us, I don't know. It feels like that would be a much older one since it was such a toxic world. Maybe it's supposed to be like, oh hey, we've done so well with these other ones, why don't you go fix this planet that we screwed up? You're our best planet crafter. And technically we're supposed to be done after the first planet, so we did our penance. Is that actual golden crate? So, and a tablet that we can't interact with. And another golden crate. So 2 golden crates. Basically the end area. And it's just hidden behind some obstructions. Some girders. Mushroom stairs. Gotta love that. That leads me up, I think, somewhere I haven't been, but nope, can't go that way. Can't go that way. All right. Oh, okay, so now I got power. That's the one that opened up. Okay. So nice shortcut down into the underbelly. I still have another access card I'm supposed to find. And I haven't been finding them at other locations, so it's got to be here. Once you get those little yellow ones. Little yellow crates there. Well, obviously I can go somewhere on that side because, well, the gate is locked. There is like a larger door set there, like I should be able to get through it. And it's not that color. It's this one, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice I'm at 829 TTI, so I've already finished the terraformation at this point. It is literally just that one area over there with toxic goop and finding a key card. Maybe there's a key card in this other spot over here. Maybe I'm supposed to grab one from there to bring over here. Yeah, look at how much faster that 0.2 per second is in this area compared to what it was in that area. Same speed, supposedly, 0.2 per second, but this is substantially faster. Actually don't have food for once. Okay, I'm gonna go back this way because I don't have any of the cleanup explosives with me. No, I put them up so because I didn't think I needed them. I want to get one of the tier 2 ones, so I should have 3 of those left. Now I kind of just want to go set it off at the big tower structure there. Just run up to it, drop it off, and just let's see how many goo it cleans up. It'll probably be like 5. But, you know, it'll be fun to see if it does suddenly jump it up like, oh, hey, that cleared 40 of them. Yeah, and I'm producing all the goo I want right now, so... I kind of... I'm at that point, I don't care about it. I've got way too much as it is. I just want to use up those explosives to do the rest of the cleanup for me. My drones are too busy with something else. I need some more drones. There. I know what I'm gonna do. I am... Oh, and I forgot I started doing that. I need a mutagen for something, or methane for something. I can't remember what. Portal generator. So I need a microchip. Compass. Because it's important to have a compass to tell you where to go on another planet. Oh, come on. I have to be at like just the right spot to get access to all my stuff. Okay. No, no. Again, I'm seeing autosave happen more than the 15-minute interval it's supposed to. Okay, that is done. So now, you know, I'll just keep the rocket there as a just in case. I don't get why that's a problem. It's not like it's in the ground in a way that's interfering. So now, because I have terraformed it, I can choose to teleport to another world. So I can go back to Prime or wherever I want and then teleport here because I am using that mod. And that basically just leaves me, yeah, the one more terraformation spot. And I'll need to go back and get me a bunch of drones. I'm going to take a couple of these. Just in case, you know what? 3, just in case I end up needing them. We'll take all those. Let's go back. And yeah, we're just gonna try to finish this right here. Actually, toxic 250 guys right, got it. So those are over here. Let's see how much more I have out of the 500 toxic water. It was over here. It looks like it's finished. Yep, 500 out of 500. So, some point coming back, I need to start grabbing some of that water to get filtered. And yeah, I mean, I'm about to get the last toxic spot. I think the only thing left I have is toxic water locations, but I've already unlocked everything. Or at least I've unlocked everything outside the story messages that we get. The new ones where we create the artillery shells and then the lotion. Balm. That's what it is, the balm. So beyond those, I've already got all the unlocks done. If there's any more of those unlocks, it'll be from completing certain things to get new messages. I got 40 out of 202. 52 out of 202. Yay! I got 12. 162. I had 162 left, and it gave me 12. So now I got 150 left in this area. I need to go scoot over here. Oh, I did go down to 0.1. It's still going much faster than it should be at 0.1. There was only 3 of them, so I'm not worried about that cleanup right there. I'm going to take some damage on this. I probably should just skip those for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to get hurt. I'm hurting. What? What? Wait a second. It was 202. I had 60. Something didn't get counted right. It literally didn't destroy anything, it looks like. Like I literally dropped. Oh no, it just stored a few, but it doesn't look like they counted them correctly. Oh, this is gonna be a good dropping spot. Oh, there it goes. Finally, you said it took a second, but then updated 111. Good. I'm over halfway. And there's all my tier 2 goo removals. From the toxic goo, from what I saw, nothing registered a trade price yet. Of course, I'm not getting any food yet. That's kind of the interesting thing. We can place the robot, you know, the little harvesting robot out and collect food. Or not food, goo, toxic spores. We can make purified water and pristine mushrooms. But all that stuff doesn't seem to have any value as far as trade. And again, we get special messages, so we get to make like artillery shells, toxic artillery shells, so we're making weaponry. And then we get toxic balm, purifying balm, I think it was called. So I'm assuming that's either a beauty product or maybe it's something that ties in with the toxic artillery shells. Like here's the weapon, and then here's the recovery item associated with the weapon. I'm gonna die. Again, this time I was paying attention. I'm not gonna die because of my water being too low. I'm gonna die because I can't get any food items now. Any other time I'd end up with like tons of food, but now I'm not, like, I didn't get any food drops. Don't darken it where I can't see. There. Yep, I need to take. And where'd they go? There, take that. Take that. Yeah, let's go look at the messages actually. Because we got Milky. Somewhere I saw a thing. Okay, yeah, here. So toxic artillery shells, mass production, 200 more to get the deal. And we got that recipe. Then we got pristine purifying balms. So I got that recipe. And of course, we got where we can make more of them. Create 25 packs of shells and a stretching rocket. So it's basically a special ending, but there's no trade value that we get from there. Nothing like that. Again, I've got one more area, literally 91 goo left, but I've terraformed it. I would really have thought that would, you know, it's like it still has the terraformation is done. So I wonder if I could try to leave the planet right now, if it would let me, or if it would whine about me trying to leave the planet. You know what? I am taking this with me this time. Tired of making the trip back over here. I'll put it back here once I'm done with this other spot. I feel like in terms of terraformation index, because you can still build the other stuff, heaters, pressure, all that stuff to increase your terraformation across everything else, is kind of a weird mix, because you can very readily increase your terraformation index here more so than other places. And while it has, oh, now I can stand on these. I couldn't stand on them in the other spot. Maybe that was me coming back in from the save or something. It's kind of like, okay, if I can. What was I? Now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay. So terraformation index, you got to terraform it, get the full terraformation value thing. But the point is toxicity. So why are we not being forced to focus instead just on the toxicity part of it? Toxicity is just adding to the terraformation, but we still have this separately tracked toxic part of it with the earth stuff. I feel like it should have just been, here's this, like it's not completely terraformed until the toxicity is done, and like the toxicity literally should have been it. That's all it should be. Like you were focused on this mechanic, not on doing anything on with the other stuff. Like it doesn't matter at all. Heat, anything, you know, none of that matters. Toxicity and only toxicity matters as the mechanic for this world. I feel like that's what it should have been. The other stuff, like, yeah, you build heaters and such. No difference. Doesn't matter. Doesn't do anything. It's simply a matter of the detox. 100% all the way around. Get all of the spots detoxed. My sound just messed up. You notice that? Like the sound effects just stopped. I didn't mute anything, but my sound just went out on it. But I'm still hearing like bits of music in the background. Okay, I'm gonna save and close out. That's a weird one. I think maybe it's happened one time before, but that was weird. It killed all the sound effects. Okay, music's playing again. That's a good sign. Okay, and now I hear drones. So that's a good sign. That's weird. My sound just died on it. Yep, music, everything. It just killed all the sound in the game only. That is weird. But yeah, I feel like the way this was handled is not quite the way it should have been. It should have just been, yeah, we're going to focus entirely 100% on the purification part. No other terraformation stuff matters on this world. And I did not bring my explosives. I thought I did. I left them. You know, I had an idea actually earlier because I was thinking about it. We got Humble, which was a paid DLC, and then we get the Moons update, which is free, basically a DLC, but free. And so you have like Selenia, kind of, you say ties to Prime, Aqualis ties to Humble. You say that they're like tied to a certain host planet. And I've been waiting, and I keep thinking we're going to get a host planet type of thing in here, or a moon for this planet. So toxicity, and then a moon to go with toxicity. And I was kind of thinking about the mechanics we've had so far in the game. So we had Prime, the default. Humble, the new mechanic was the ore crushers. So we had new materials that the only usability for them was put them in an ore crusher to crush them into other things. So it changed our production approach in the game for items, but that's really all it did. Selenia, we got a new resource that we directly use, selenium, and then we get same thing, phosphorus on Aqualis. But Aqualis, the difference was you can't actually do anything. There we go. We'll come back because I've still got toxicity drain happening, though it is slowing down quite a bit. Qualis, you can't build. Selenia, that was the other thing. You had the effect of the Blazar Quartz having a negative impact on your heat level, like slowing heating down. So there was that mechanic. And then Aqualis was you can't extract resources, so you can't mine anything. And it's a water world, and landmass comes up out of the water. I was thinking, like, you know, one, Aqualis, what they should have done was make it so that on Aqualis, instead of the water, instead of stuff rising up out of the water, it should have been the water level lowers. That should have been our actual water world, where everything was underwater, like the whole landmass, everything underwater. And if you took enough oxygen supplies, you could dive and just go, you know, like a Subnautica type experience. As long as you take enough oxygen with you, you'd be fine. Just dive in the water and explore that way if you want to. Figure out where you want to build. And then we could have added in a set of new structures, which would be floating counterparts. Okay. And my idea with that was, as it sits, you basically have a foundation. Well, this would be like a floating foundation that moves with the water level. Okay. And the idea is the planet would have like almost no landmass. Maybe you start with like a little bit of land, and you're just kind of there at the top of like a mountain peak, you know, in the middle of the map. And you dive down, you see the mountain peak goes way down. So you can't build like just a regular starting base like you would on any other planet or moon, because the water level is going to decrease, and now it's going to make it harder and harder for you to get up to your base, which is high up because the water level's receding. And instead of land just appearing, it was slowly become available as you lowered the water levels, as your terraformation index increased. So it would actually be like a more proper water world. And the floating foundation, while it would be designed to maintain the height based on the water level, you basically could then still use it. Like here, I could build a, you know, here's a floating foundation that could go right here, and it would float on top of the water. And it would just stay on the water level. It would be cosmetic on this map, and not as much as of a functional thing like Aqualis would be, but it would still be usable on other maps. Because what we get on this, I got stuff that's for toxicity, not usable really anywhere else. So I can't take the toxic stuff and go somewhere else and put it to use. I mean, maybe I can go somewhere else and create a, you know, do the toxicity thing by exporting stuff from here. And, oh, hey, look, my terraformation index is increasing faster because now I'm cleaning up a planet that isn't dirty to start with. You know, it doesn't make sense to use the toxicity designs, the purification stuff on another planet that doesn't need it. So changing that on Aqualis, we'd have at least something that would translate to other locations, much like Humble, the ore crusher doesn't translate anywhere else. And then as far as the planet moon setup for this planet, where we get a new moon tied to the toxicity planet, let's go in a different direction. We've done every planet so far has had a factor of you need to heat it up, you need to increase the oxygen or the atmospheric pressure and density basically, and then you need to increase the oxygen level and then the biomass, which helps of course with sustaining oxygen. What if instead of increasing heat, we have to decrease the heat? We go to a scorching planet instead of a cold planet. And to make it habitable, we need to cool it down. And this is where my thought is, let's not make it a, oh, well, we're going to make a freezer thing. Instead of heaters, you got freezers. No, because then once again, you got a component that'll be used on one planet, nowhere else. Instead of using coolers, make it where heaters are a detriment. That you have basically a super high heat level already, and you need to decrease the heat level. And ideally, oh, and that's nice. Look at that. I just cleaned it all. Instead, what you do is maybe you start with like a negative terraformation index because of the heat level. And then as you go, you get, you know, you're going to have to build some stuff like a drill. You're going to build a drill because you still need pressure, but it's also going to generate heat. So now that drill becomes a detriment. So you're actually have to focus more on balancing. Like you can't just go build tons of drills. You got to balance things. You don't want to use the rocket that increases the heat multiplier, because now if you do that, it's going to increase the amount of heat generated, which is a bad thing for that planet. And similar to how we have the goo clean up here, what we could do on that one is have areas that as you explore and find them, let's say, you know, as you start to cool the planet down because of changes in temperature, rocks shift, you know, whatever it causes something to happen, that let's say a cave entrance that is solid rock suddenly becomes rubble. Now you have a place to use our existing explosives, not these, the regular explosives, to blow open that cave. And then you go in the cave and you got kind of the goo spots, but instead it's rubble spots, and you just see little bits of blue kind of shining through the rubble. And you go in and you clean up the rubble, much like we've been doing the goo spots, and you don't get any resources from it. But what you do is you clean it up and you expose blazar quartz. Not mineable, not extractable, but little blazar quartz veins that now add to the cooling effect you need, kind of following that style of what we did on Selenia, where the blazar quartz was causing it to be cooler and harder to heat up. Now you have a planet you're literally trying to cool down, and you've got to get all these different spots opened up. There's like so many, you know, the same way we got this. It shows the number of blazar quartz spots to open up. But even with that, you still have to maintain how much heat you're producing while still producing pressure and such, because the heat is going to negatively impact your terraformation. It's going to slow you down from actually being able to terraform the planet. I think that would be kind of a cool contrast, because one, we don't have a coal or a hot planet that we fit. So it'd be a cold planet. You know, everything's cold. We got to heat it up. And instead of adding, again, another item that is unique to one planet, one map, doesn't need to be used anywhere else, instead we'd be having to like balance that out. And you don't have to be perfectly balanced. Like you don't have to get it where you have to get heat to 0. Have it be like as your pressure builds, there's a factor of how much heat the extra atmospheric pressure disperses, how much heat the oxygen can help absorb. And it would just be a case, the weird part would be figuring out the best way to show the terraformation calculation. But yeah, it'd be one of those, you would be punished, literally punished for using heat producing items. So you wouldn't want to use too many. And that means none of those rockets either. You wouldn't want to do that. Now just give it kind of a nice contrast. Yeah, balancing would drive some people crazy, the ones with OCD, like you said, but it'd be something different. It'd be a nice contrast. It wouldn't be just build out as much as you can of everything. It's a case of, hey, build this out, but now you have to be aware of what you're adding on this stuff that's going to be hurtful to what you're trying to do. So yeah, it's just be kind of an interesting thing. Is there we go, 2,000 toxic goo cleaned up, 32 areas cleaned up. And that could be another one of those things, instead of it being like, hey, here's all these areas of little blazar quartz that it accommodates that, like, while you're doing it, you have to balance out how much heat you're producing with how much blazar quartz you've exposed in those areas. And then you get the opportunity to say, oh, now that I have finished all the blazar quartz, all of it's exposed, I can use as many heaters as I want. At that point, it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and boost your heat index, whatever you want, because you've already terraformed, like, to expose all the blazar quartz spots, which will now keep the planet in homeostasis. But, like, as you're going, it would be a nice mechanic, because it would slow down your terraformation index, because you'd have to produce stuff that makes pressure, and that would produce heat, you know, and it's gonna impact you in the long run, you know, slow you down. So you'd have to initially try to not balance, but be aware of what you're building in order to not slow yourself down unnecessarily. But also, you know, you're gonna have ultimately all these, again, blazar quartz spots that you gotta go find and open up. Didn't get that one. All right, I gotta find that remaining key card. There's gotta be a key card here somewhere. There is a key card because there is a spot. It's like, don't you love shortcuts like that? Just drop down and you're good. Okay, that's the final spot. I feel like there's still a power spot I'm missing. Because there's still not, like, the full amount of lighting I would expect active in here. Of course, I guess, you know, this is the prison, so maybe they weren't worried about making it all bright. So I think you'd want to be able to see the prisoners, you know? Maybe it's a form of torture, like we're going to keep you in a darkened environment. Obviously, this is cell block A. Transfer to cell next door. Everyone knows what happened. God before me. Not cut out for this place. I don't have weapons. So yeah, people killing each other, you know, prison. You're not cut out for this place. Here, strike a deal. Be like, I want out of here. Sure, you know, life or death on a, you know, barren wasteland of a planet. Sure, I'll do it. Okay, I think this is all. I mean, there might be crates. Most part, it just looks to be like you're getting the fabric in each one. So I'm just gonna kind of run around. I think I got all those. Oh, hey, there's that. Yeah, okay, this spot. And I lit up, so now I can go through here. See, I think I checked all these, but seems like some empty spaces over here where you could have some more prisoners. Okay, so yeah, somewhere there is still a key card that, of course, I can't take out from here, and I have not found, so I'm gonna find it. Trash can, maybe? And there we go. Okay, so back through this way. Okay, okay. Fishing and enshrouded. That is the mechanic I would be avoiding. That's exactly the mechanic I would be avoiding. Like, if there is a quest, it depends on how bad the fishing mechanic is compared to some other games. You know, like Far Cry New Dawn. Oh man, the amount of fishing I had to do in that was unnecessary. And you know, if it had gone any further on it, I probably would have been like, I guess I'm not finishing the game, because I'm not gonna do this. Hey, here's one I didn't make my way back to yet. Come on, I can blow those up, right? What? I seriously don't have any water? Oh, wait, that's not opening. Okay, well, there's that thing. So it's green, but it's clean. Apparently. You found a way around fishing for the most part? That's good. That's why it's like, I never did the fishing expedition for No Man's Sky, and that might be one I never end up doing, just because like, to do an expedition that is all about fishing, that's like the main mechanic that you're having to deal with. I don't know, I feel like that'll just drive me crazy. I might have to save that as my last expedition on the game. that when I do that little trick to, you know, be able to reload them. Because if I do it too early, I may lose all interest in the game after that. There are some games that the fishing mechanic has nearly killed all enjoyment in the game and made me just drop it because I didn't want to do the fishing. Like, I get it. Some people like the fishing mechanic in the game. Some people like fishing in real life. But when you force it on somebody, you guarantee at some point somebody's going to be like, yeah, I'm done with the game. This is stupid. I don't like it. I'm done. You know, and you're going to infuriate, albeit a smaller group. There is going to be a group of players that are going to be just really bothered by being forced to do some kind of thing. It basically equates to a unnecessary mini game. That really is all it kind of counts as. It shouldn't be a major part of anything. It's a unnecessary mini game in most cases. So I came from here, came out here. I don't know where else to go to find that key card that I'm missing. And I'm sure you're not supposed to bring the key card from another planet. Maybe I didn't get the proper role that I'm supposed to get. Maybe I was supposed to get something more and I didn't. So I guess at this point, really the only thing different here, because we found plaques, you know, but they were blank. So maybe assume, hey, we found, whenever we were originally here, we found the warden keys, and we've already, like, Sentinel Core had us remove whatever, you know, of the Sentinel keys. So all that information is gone. That's why we've got blank slates for them. But, you know, we do still have the make the artillery shells and all that. If I make all that, carry it with me, when I leave, I should get that special new ending. And I still want to kind of, I guess, you know, I'm gonna have to save and build for that. Man, I can't find anything for another access card. So I may have to request an access card from another planet, because I know I got spares somewhere else. Or I don't have to request anything. I can go over there. That's right. I terraformed it. I can leave. Let's see, we'll go prime, get me a card. I'm pretty sure I got some spare key cards on prime. Worst case, I have key cards on prime from the portal generator spots. So no key cards there. I got some key cards somewhere. I've ended up having spares on some of those portals. Somewhere, I mean, I think I got a spare key card. I may not have one. Got a drone log here. Well, you know, I need to take some drones with me. I got 10, so I'm gonna take 40. Oh, I made too many. I clicked too hard. I got 3 more. All right, that's fine. I can do them whenever we get the new moon. It is taking me to the wrong spot. What is it? Let's go. Yeah, because it doesn't take you back, yeah, to where you were. It takes you to whatever it's configured to. Oh, well. Selenia. See how I'm doing over here. Completely full. As expected. Oh, you know what? Let me, while I'm here before I head back, let me just go and do my thing. $30 floors. Oh, it's not full. Look at that. I'm actually getting... I've got enough rockets now that I finally burned through all of my massive amount of fabric production, where I had fabric overflow on lower levels. All it took was me terraforming an entire planet to catch up. Yeah, I don't see a key card. There we go. I'm back. Still no key card, but I've got drones, which will help. And I guess now I can set it up where I want to start shipping out. Well, okay. Start shipping out tungsten to other planets, which I don't think I really need it on any other planets. Anyway. Well, let's see. I've got a goo harvesting robot. Yeah. Collecting there. I can set up a spore harvesting robot. Collecting there. And that's really it. Everything else I haven't done anything with. I gotta find that one key card and everything else is done. You know, if this was your first planet, you're gonna max out on all your production, but it's my last planet. I've done all the errors. I actually have enough production elsewhere. I'm not even worried about turning this into any kind of trading thing right now. Because let's see, I've got Prime was trading fabric, not anymore. Humble is trading pulsar quartz. Selenia is trading fabric, and Aqualis is trading cookies. And there's no new trade item that I have seen. Nothing new to buy in that aspect. So, yeah. You know what? Here's a way to do it. Humble. Surely it will tell me if I have an access card in here. Which I probably don't. Oh, you know, actually, I do probably need to use the portal generator on this planet in order to go off to generator rec at some point. We might do that next week, is do some generator recs, because I'm still under the impression, I haven't looked to see if it's not true, but I'll be under the impression that with this map and the toxic or the portals we generate, we should find an unlock for a recipe that allows us to craft magnetar quartz. That's the only one we can't craft right now. And if we get a recipe for that, I can mass produce cosmic quartz, you know. Also got a ton of clothes I need to do something with. Yeah, that's full. And everything that comes out of there gets moved immediately. That's not having problems. I guess I need to get a robot going for that. Oh, where is that spot? Right there. Okay. Well, it's easy enough. I'm gonna leave this one here because I gotta find where that other key card is. I feel like I probably just didn't luck out with the right luck, and I didn't get it for some reason, and I was supposed to, but maybe there is a container somewhere I'm missing. Maybe it's supposed to be in one of the golden crates that I didn't want to open yet. I'm assuming this whole area should cover for spores, but, you know, you never know. I mean, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna get this set up to make me some. That should have been quick work. Yeah, 100. Yeah, let's go over here. That's right. I need to purify some more water. That sludge right there. To 2,500, 2,500. That's the big one. So that's gonna go a while. Oh, maybe one of these other ones has a key card I was supposed to pick up from and I didn't find, because they're usually in the single, you know, item boxes. So maybe there is a single item box I missed somewhere that has a key card I was supposed to have. 100. I did not get this one yet. Oh well, I'll get the 2,500. More than enough. Hey, there's some magnetar quartz. And then I'll get this area. I'll go ahead and send it back down. I can jump down. It's fine. All this can take it. Oh, okay. So elevator stops here, but I'm basically next to the strut. So how am I guess I'm supposed to just follow this path instead of just going right up to the railing. Granted, that's not like an actual stop, but I'll see why you wouldn't just send me right on up. Yeah, now I gotta go find something I missed for a key card. And that may be a separate one I need to clean too. Yeah, I don't need any of that. I got too much of that. Because really now it's like, what am I going to use it for? I mean, it's all for the toxic stuff. I've already finished all my cleanup. I've already finished my terraformation. They didn't give us new stuff that requires like plastic and such. So yeah, we're kind of cutting it close to when I would normally stop. I don't know if I want to try to do like a full procedural wreck, like one of the bigger ones, because those have taken a good 45 minutes before, just for one. I got a bunch of cleanup explosives I didn't use. It's fine. All right, so I need to make 200 of those for the partnership thing. I'm assuming that's supposed to be 200 that get shipped, right? Make 200 to get the deal. Okay. And it doesn't say I have to ship those. It's just saying I gotta make them. So I craft 200 of the pristine purifying balms. I get that. Then we have here impartial erasure of your criminal record. Arms fair. Okay, so craft 25 packs of artillery shells, which require a bunch of artillery shells themselves to leave the planet. So you do that. And then where's the packs of balms though? There we go. 25 packs of pure pristine balm. 1 free year of Etern Astra products. Great. So it sounds more like it maybe gives us like some kind of bonus feature rather than just being done with it. So yeah, that's it. I get to make those. The trade is basically when I leave as far as the ending, not actually to trade. What was it? Methane. That's what it was. That. I needed that. And I need to make toxins, which apparently I am out of toxins. I'm gonna take some of these to here. Is this it's a tier 2? That's the tier 3. That's the tier 2. Okay, you know what? Take this out. Oh, great. Look at that. It now only gives you the options to demand those items. I think it was still doing everything before. Now you can actually choose to only demand the compatible ones. That's nice. That's a nice improvement there. Oh, let's see. I got algae going, so let's see if I got some fertilizer and such. Oh, toxic goo storage. I don't remember even seeing that unlocked. Toxic goo container help cleaning up toxic areas. That is, I don't remember seeing that unlock. I wasn't paying attention for it, but I didn't remember seeing it unlock. So it literally just stores those items. So it's when you're cleaning up the area, you can store them there so you can keep cleaning more often. Not have to go back to drop supplies off. Okay, I don't need it now. I didn't even notice that one. This not having stacking mod, that would help, but I have the stacking mod, so not necessary. So wow, it feels like now I think my token generation is slowed down. Partly because I think I finally burned through all that build up overflow of fabric on Selenia. So now I could always, in my spare time, go back to Selenia, build another 10 floors on that structure and have more fabric production generation. But you know, right now this is good. Other than I just need to get it set up to do the this stuff. I need to make some explosive powder, so that's one thing I need to probably make sure I've got plenty of the stuff for. So yeah, producing iridium rods. I probably should do one of those. I just don't have the supplies for it. All right, this is fine. Yeah, this is good. So goo farm, spore farm, that's really all I need. You don't have a harvest robot location for anything pristine mushrooms. And my tungsten, I mean, you're only producing it for certain items, so I'm not even like in a big worry about that. As far as doing a big tungsten production, I kind of cut it off where it wasn't even being picked up because didn't want to have the traffic on my drones, but now I might set that up. The interesting catch on the tungsten is the production of tungsten rods requires toxins. So you basically have to have your, thing over here producing toxins in order to help you make tungsten rods. I don't know why a tungsten rod would need toxins to craft it. That seems like a very weird crafting component. At one point I was overflowing with toxins. And the outside, see, that's going, that's full. That's probably what happened, is all that stuff. Yeah, I could probably do some work on the industry part, the factory aspect, what I'm producing, but I don't really need to here. I'm good, on everything. Other than we'll make enough stuff for the ending. That's pretty much all I gotta do is make those packs so I can try get. I may try it where I do one at a time. I don't know if you can actually do both of those. It sounds like it should just be you leave, you get bonus credit for this and this. If you do that, like you get more credit for something, just say you did it. Or maybe it's two different endings. You have to do them separately for each ending. And if you do both, it gives you some unique third ending. Yep. I feel like we are pretty much coming right at the 3-hour mark. So I feel like we're fairly good at the moment. At least for, what it is. I've got plenty done. I don't know if I have sulfur production really high enough yet. I don't. But I can. We can do that real quick. Let's see. Sulfur, tier 2. Yeah, go do that there. I'm not going to do tier 2. I'm going to do tier 3 extractors. If I can, there we go. Let me just go ahead and do it like this so I can move them. Honestly, the iron and everything, I don't need to produce anymore. I'm already producing enough just from what I grab in loot crates. There's my iridium. I'm just going to take advantage of this whole area. It's a big, large area around this. Iridium there. I can do some sulfur over here because I need it for certain things. Oh, I probably need to set it to supply on each one. There we go. That will provide me a bunch of sulfur, and I can make a bunch of explosive powder. Blah, blah, blah. Go on and do the other stuff. Look, big plant growing out of the central dome. Because that's what you want. You want a big plant growing on your dome. Okay, so let's see. We finished all the toxic cleanup, did the terraformation, went through all this, basically found the ending little secret area room that had 2 golden crates. It seems kind of like, okay, we found the stuff and somebody took it and hid it in like a back hallway. I doubt they would have torn down the structure and built the prison around it. Somebody found it and stowed it away. That's what happened. But yeah, we've done the terraformation. This is pretty much done. Everything is done. Just the special ending we gotta work towards. Again, I think what we'll do next week is do the procedural Rex, do a couple of those, see if I get a recipe unlock for magnetar quartz. I feel like we are missing that. It's the one quartz I can't make, and that should have been included with this update. With this DLC, we should be able to get that recipe. Because I think it was solar quartz we got the recipe for from the Rex through the portals on Humble. So I feel like we should be getting the magnetar quartz on this one. Yeah, all done. The deputrification, which has stopped. You know, it stopped moving. Even though I still have the purifiers going, there's nothing left to purify. So now my entire increase is based on regular terraformation. See, they could have done that where it's all entirely tied to just the purification here. Also, why I think we could literally do what I said earlier, where we have heat is a problem. It's a negative. And you have to basically work around the heat level within the game instead of cleaning up. You're trying to cool the planet down. They could make that work. They could do that on a new moon to associate with this planet. But there we go. It's a big world. And it's a much cleaner world. And, whew, Timmy. Ooh. He waited right to the end to let out that fart. Ugh. I smell it. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? I don't know if I mean, technically my purifiers are boosted from rockets, so I was producing a lot of purification through that as normal, you know, terraformation type stuff. I would assume if I remove the purifiers, it should not revert, because if there's a certain amount that, again, the idea of balancing, if you have to balance out, like here's your toxic level increasing, so it's like the negative, as long as you keep it balanced, you should be fine. Well, those the crushers, the ones that convert the toxic elements into other toxic elements, refiners, they produce detoxing too. They have a detox effect as well as part of them. So technically, if I did remove all the refiners, the atmosphere purifiers, took them all out, and just left those converters running, with, if there was a point I had to keep it balanced to not revert, hey, you know what? It should work fine, because I should be able to just launch enough rockets and have it compensate. But I think the theme there is no, it's not going to revert, because the whole reason the plant got toxified is not it was naturally toxic, is we destroyed it by being too industrious there. We destroyed the planet by over mining, over producing stuff, and so we've come back to clean it up, and all that stuff is broken. So we're not exactly turning back on all the machinery that's going to retoxify everything. So yeah, I should be able to remove them all and make no difference. But there's no point removing them because it's not adding any value to the purification right now. And the resources required to build them are specific to the toxicity plant. I don't need them anywhere else. So there's no point in taking them out anyway. But I'm pretty sure that's just the idea, is that even if you took them out, there would not be any balancing effect or anything, any reversion, because the large scale industry that caused the problem is not operating anymore. So that would be it. And thank you, Jenny. Timmy, are you ever gonna finish this? Look, you ate like a piece off the end, and then you said, you know what, I don't want that piece. New chew stick, new dental chew stick, and he's like, I don't want that thing. I was like, look at this thing. Look at that. He turned it into like a little fish looking thing. Thank you, Jenny. You too. How you get the heat fuse? You can find them. Or you can... I want to say that's one you can buy through the trade rocket. I know it. No, energy fuse and production fuse or trade rocket. You have to craft that one later. You get the recipe unlocked to craft it. Otherwise, you gotta find it initially. No, you can craft them. Like, you even now with the Moons update, you get an unlock recipe for energy fuses. So you can even craft energy fuses. Remember, those are the ones that now require you to use a cosmic quartz to make them, which is, I think, really the only reason they put them in was you either don't have enough trade value going, which is kind of one of those things I've shown repeatedly, how easily you can really scale up trade and make a lot of tokens with different approaches. But I think that recipe is really there just so you can say, I'm going to buy these energy fuses, which are expensive, but I'm going to buy them. I'm going to toss them in and recycle them and get a cosmic quartz out, which I can use for something else. Or you could break down that cosmic quartz with the ore crusher to get different quartzes from that. And then, of course, once you unlock the cosmic quartz recipe, you can put it in a recycler and get all the quartz types. Where you get the recipe, I would have to look for that. I'm not sure. Again, I can't remember all of the recipes. Heat multiplier fuse. I want to say, yeah, you got a way to make them. I just can't remember when, because I know I've sat there and had to either order them or make them at one point to give myself a bunch on like heaters and such. But I could just be thinking of something else. Oh, that would be a good one while I had the game open. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Insects, court station. Okay, it does not say heat multiplier fuse crafted, but it does have a trade value of 2,500 Terra tokens. So I think you can buy it through the trade one. But I could be wrong on that. You know what? Let me just, I'll just pull it right back up. It'll just be easier to look it up. Timmy, entertain for a second while you keep moving around. First you're on one side, Oh, you've been by them? Yeah, I think that's the only option then. I don't think... I'm going to look and see real quick, because I know I'll have the recipe show regardless of planet. I'm going to say if you got craft them, they would be in the quartz crafting station, but I don't remember if that's actually the case. Let's see. Fuses that I can craft. I can craft cartridge, energy, rocket, animals, growth, insect, and purification now. So I don't have a recipe for crafting a trade fuse or a heat fuse or pressure fuse. So no, I cannot craft them. And then yeah, they are purchased. Pressure, heat, plant, and oxygen fuses you buy. So if you're out of tokens, Jenny, I've shown you in my saves how readily you can build up stuff to do trades. I mean, obviously it's slower at the beginning. If you got the portal generator and you want to put the time into it, just get some tokens quick, do the portal generator. You'll get a bunch of tokens, things as rewards when you do that. But go ahead. If the auto sequence DNA mod is still working for you and doesn't do that 2.5 second, every 2.5 second cuts the game frozen for half a second. If it's not doing that, get that going and start trying to mass produce the silk larva. Again, 3 silk larva gives you 1 silk generator. And in my layout, I've been getting 49, sometimes 50 per floor on the 3x3 room. That gives room comfortably for 6 optimizers, which hits a whole bunch of them at one time. And of course, you could keep stacking optimizers on, like, say, here's a group of 8 silk generators, and you put like 6 tier 2 optimizers fully loaded, but you're gonna see that law of diminishing returns. It's gonna get less and less effective. So I kind of like the idea of just doing, here's 49 or 50 in a floor, here's 6 optimizers with fuses for production, and then you do your auto crafters for the fabric and just do that. If the auto DNA is not working, then do what I did. I know you're using a stacking mod, so set yourself up some lockers, throw in what you need, and then just build you a little 2x2 or 3x3 room setup with a bunch of incubators, and just go in, dump in the items, set them going, go do something else, come back. Just have like 10 or so all together, so you have 10 running at a time, and you'll come back, have 10 silk larvae. I know you mentioned Selenia. At one point you were working on that, but you also said Aqualis. If you want to go ahead and get that going good, go to Aqualis, like where, in the northwest corner, there's the silk larva spot. Throw some robots down, start harvesting them, ship them off somewhere else, or use them there if you want. Make a ton of silk larva, build you up a big trade rocket thing going. And one way or another, all you gotta do is get a few rockets going, and it's gonna help you enough where you could constantly be shipping them out. And it'll make you enough money. I mean, it's not a huge money maker for those, but you can scale the fabric very easily. On Humble, you've got a good option as far as setting up for producing pulsar quartz because of availability of certain items. You just have that limitation on the osmium area, where there's that little spot that I built in that's pretty much the most effective single spot to build osmium extractors on, but it's a small spot in that little open area in the frozen caverns. I feel like that, I think that was my hold up on being able to really expand my pulsar quartz production higher, because you have more space in prime for osmium, but you have less space in prime for super alloy, without just making like big spots of extractors that are producing all the items and then combining them to make super alloy. But Yeah, pulsar quartz is the most effective in terms of value, but it has that higher cost to make it, and it does not scale as readily as the fabric. Fabric, once you get going, you got everything set up, especially with some of the, again, using the ecosystems, set them to supply all, and make sure you have your drones delivering your silk larva to at least one standalone container, and you'll have plenty of room for your silk larva to build up, even just doing that passively. But just remember, that is a lot of auto crafting going, a lot of crafting from the silk, and a lot of drone and rocket traffic. So build it farther away if you want, or build it on another planet. You selling the which fuses are you selling on prom? Oh, you're eating it again, or you ate a little bit. You ate that little piece that had there. You didn't eat that. Oh no, you didn't. You hid it. You sneaky. You hiding it. Look here. No? Okay, we're gonna save that for after dinner. How about that? Say, you're not traumatized anymore, are you? It's that right there on that side where the little dog, the other dog, I say little, it's a bit bigger than him already, went like that, and he just kind of. Yeah. Power cells, I don't remember if you can do the power cells, and I don't think the fuses, the ones you can craft that well, you can sell the energy fuses, you could craft and do that, but you're using cosmic quartz to make it. And again, right now we don't have a way to produce cosmic or produce magnetar quartz unless we do get that with the toxicity procedural recs, which we're going to check next time. Let me look at the fuses, because I know there's, yeah, you could buy the heat production, plant, oxygen, but there's no making them. The insects you can make, but there's no sell price. Same with animals. Production you can buy, not make. Growth you can make but not sell. Energy multiplier you can sell, buy, sell, and craft. So energy multiplier, but again, cosmic quartz, which means a lot of magnetar quartz. And trade rocket you can't sell, you just craft it. And I don't think you can trade the fuse cartridge either. Pulsar quartz, unless something changed, pulsar quartz is the most valuable trade item. But again, it does kind of run into that growth value, like expansion. Because yeah, it's make you use it to make zeolite, osmium, uranium, iridium, and methane. Methane, obviously, you just need enough room to build all the extractors. Go with tier 2, and you get just methane. Iridium, Prime has a huge area for iridium. Uranium, you got 2 mines with decent amount of area. Still not great. But osmium, you got plenty of area, and you got a good amount of zeolite on that too. Okay, so it is not the super alloy, so you could do that one. You know, zeolite, you do have a good bit of area, but you kind of have to work around the some of the spaces where it won't build. Osmium, you do have that initial cave by the starting area. There is that small pass-through cave by the Labyrinth Canyon, but then you also have it where you're going from the spires into the wasteland. There's that little area too, that cave you pass through. So yeah, you could do that. You know, honestly, pick which planet you want to have as kind of your main production hub, which I like Prime for that, because that's how I started. So I just kind of leave Prime as that, and Humble became my pulsar quartz because I didn't need to make uranium and iridium there as much. Granted, on Humble, you're not directly producing uranium and iridium. You're doing it from uraninite. So there is a slowdown on that too, in terms of producing the right balance. But that is another value on Humble. You have a big cave where you can produce a lot of uraninite. You just need the extra step of the ore crusher for that. So it's really up to you. You know, whichever way. Again, the methane cartridge is the easiest part because there's plenty of space for that. You just gotta balance out the other stuff. And then you make the pulsar quartz, which sells, even though it doesn't show it here. Yeah, it doesn't show how the trade value, but it will sell. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 25 each, 25 tokens per pulsar quartz. So that's 25 times 25, 650, 625. Yeah, 625. Let me double check myself on that. Yeah, 625 per trip, which is why I've got like 16 rockets on Humble for trading that, and I still don't have enough production to keep up with that. But, you know, that's a good value. Again, I just feel like at some point you're going to run into a bottleneck with that. But I would be doing both. You know, if you're just trying to hurry up and get some stuff going, because you do need pulsar quartz for other things, get production going, make a bunch of it, trade off what you can afford to trade off to make some money, but also be working on your building up your silk farm, fabric farm stuff, because that is just infinitely stackable. That's still the way I like it, because you know, yeah, there's more rockets involved, there's more generators, there's more power, blah blah blah, all that, but in the end, I've got 30 levels of silk generators and fabric production on Selenia across, I think I got 32 at least. I know 32 trade rockets. I've got 32 trade rockets on Qualis. I've got 64 trade rockets on Selenia, and now I am not keeping up with the number of trade rockets, so I could keep building. That's a lot. 30 floors, 64 rockets. If I had 64 rockets all launched at a time, let's see, that is, it's 8 tokens per fabric. That's 200 tokens, or no, 9 tokens, I think, per fabric. Yeah, 9. No, that's the cookies I'm thinking of. Fabric, I think, yeah, is 8 tokens, because you get 1 more token for the cookie. So 8 tokens, 200 tokens per rocket. So 64 rockets launched at one time times 200 tokens is 12,800 tokens without trade fuses every 10 minutes. If you can fill it up, if you can do that. Of course, 64 rockets times 25 is 1,600 fabric you got to produce every 10 minutes to keep it going steady. Wow. Okay, I said I don't like games that go in as crazy as Satisfactory with trying to calculate flow rate and everything, production value to the amount of items per conveyor and such, but now I kind of feel like I want to calculate out how much I need to produce per second or per minute to keep up with that kind of demand, and then kind of not get precise, but guesstimate out how much I can produce per floor and see how many floors I need to have per trade rocket, and ultimately how many I would need for 64 trade rockets on the silk farm. I might have to toy with that a little bit and math it out just to see where my peak is going to be. Like, do I need to build more than 50 of them? No, because at 50 it masses out. You know, it'd be nice to know that where my max out point would be on that. But yeah, that is again why I like the silk, because it is infinitely scalable as long as you have space for it and you're okay with the amount of production it's going to cost, or amount of time and effort it's going to take rather. I was kind of hoping we'd get a new trade item, something else, but you know, and you saw, you know, before the Toxicity DLC, we did the cookie farm. How I did it there, you know, again, the same idea of build 8 farms, and then in the middle you have a space for your optimizer. So each optimizer would target those closest 8 farms and do that. But you saw how massive that farm was, and how it did quickly kind of make me scale up my rockets. I will say that I had to add a lot of rockets quickly because I was producing more than 4 rockets could handle in terms of speed. But now I've got, I will say I've moved it to 32 rockets there. Yeah, 8 on each end with room to expand. And you know, I can't, I don't want to build up that many. That's again where, again, focusing on the idea of adding more optimizers with fuses until you get to that point where the diminishing returns are not worth it. But you know, with that farm kind of idea, you either have to, you keep scaling. And I did that on one save. I remember there was one of our live stream saves. I did a pretty big cookie farm on Prime that was multiple floors, but not as bad as what I did on Aqualis. And I could still expand out one more loop around on the outside if I wanted to. I just don't want to. It's more effort than I think it's worth, especially for that one extra token. Because you're producing the farms, you got to take the wheat to make, or the wheat make flour, cocoa make chocolate, then you got to process that to make the cookie. It's just adds the extra step that, you know, I just do the silk. It's fine. I just silk and I build it up vertically and it works fine. You know, if I didn't think there'd be that big a performance hit, I'd go back to Selenia and be like, okay, we're going to have these farms here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to build another big tower. And I'm going to put some other rockets there, and I'll put another drone station there, and I'm going to add more drones so that they balance out between the two sides and just expand it even more. But you know, that's the one drawback I say on the Silk farm. If you go crazy like I did, performance hit. You know, obviously, because you can see on my game how much it changes on the frame rate at times because of the amount of production I have going. Honestly, I think you'll hit that critical mass on the Pulsar Quartz quicker without having all the detriment, but it's still not going to match ultimately what I've built as far as Silk, because just on the sheer volume of it. But yeah, early start with what you can on the Pulsar Quartz. You need it anyway for teleporters, the power generators. Yeah, you're gonna need them regardless. So just go ahead and get it started now. Whatever you can spare extra, start shipping some out, get some tokens going. But again, you know, the ecosystem's gonna randomly produce them. Build you like 10 incubators in one spot, fill up your store, like regular lockers, tier 2 lockers, with the supplies to make like each of the 3 supplies, and just start going in doing 10 at a time. You'll get enough started, and to get it going. Don't start over just to do this sort of thing. I mean, Prime, Humble, whatever, it just depends on how you want to start your gameplay. Which one are you on right now, Jenny? I remember you mentioned Selenia and Aqualis. I know Selenia, people were saying it was hard to start on Selenia with the initial Moons update, and they tweaked it so you got better drops from the containers. And of course, Aqualis you can't mine, so you're relying on the massive amount of clams that are scattered around on what you get, and you get better rewards quicker. But still, I would start between Prime, Humble, or now Toxicity, you know. Going back and forth to finishing up. So, you're on Aqualis. Which one are you going back and forth with? Humble or Prime? Prime. Use Prime. Aqualis. Well, actually, if you want to do, I mean, obviously Aqualis, you're not going to do Pulsar Quartz on there. You're going to have to do that on Prime because you don't have the production sites on Aqualis for that. You've got, you know, a few different things like the bioplastic nuggets, things like that. Use Aqualis if you want, since they added the silk larva spot in the northwest of Aqualis. Throw you some robots, get you some silk larva going. And even if you just have like, here's a spot to make it, and you just have your drones deliver it to 5 tier 2 lockers just to build up a big stockpile, and then you'll focus on building the farm. Do it that way, you know, at least that way you have some production of silk larva going, and then go to Prime and do your Pulsar Quartz there. And if you're balancing back and forth enough, even if you haven't got both, like haven't got Aqualis fully terraformed, go ahead and get you the teleporter portal mod, so that you can jump back and forth readily once they're, I mean, you could go turn off the requirement for full terraformation in the config if you want, but you know, get that mod because that'll make it, you don't have to keep building the rocket every time. I just like it, the fact that you should, the portal travel mod, that's what it is there. I'll get you the link right here real quick. Yeah, portal travel mod. That one, you know, is just uses the same portal generator, and it lets you build the portal generator on the moons where you're not supposed to be able to build the portal generator because they cannot generate their own random wreck locations. But yeah, I would just do Prime for obviously the Pulsar Quartz, since that's what you got right now, and then start working on collecting your silk larva, stockpiling a bit so you can go and start building a silk farm. I honestly just build it on Aqualis. I would not be building a cookie farm again. I mean, for the work in comparison, I would just stick with the silk farm, and just, you know, do that to make your tokens that way. And just because it's right there, you're already producing the silk larva with the robots right there on Aqualis. Literally just go ahead and you know, build the silk farm there. In the end, it'll just make it easier for you. Plus, in that corner, you've got a lot of water. If you use actually, you don't have to do it for the trade rocket, never mind. So as long as you place them right, you can place the trade rockets floating in the right spot there, and you'll be fine. So you could build a big rocket distribution area right over the water and have nothing in the way. I'm actually looking to see if I can find anything for the missing key card on Toxicity as well while I'm talking about this. I'm not seeing anything. I gotta go find that key card. There's something in that one room I need to get to. Yeah, I know it. I know there's something there. I need to get to it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But I'm sure somewhere there is one. All right, yep, we're going to wrap it up now, so because I've got to go get dinner going as well. And I'm sure Timmy wants to go out and do his doggy business. And you go see if our Kit Kat buddy is out there. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Again, we'll come back, even though I finished Toxicity technically. We're going to do the portal generators next week off of it and see if we can find, hopefully, an unlock recipe for Magnetar Quartz. I'm not going to look it up. I don't want to spoil it. I just want to go see. Also, because each planet, when we do the portal generators, we get biomes based on that planet. So, you know, it's different biomes based on which one we're coming from. We're going to check it out next week. We'll just do that, and we can play around with some of the other production stuff for that special ending as well. And then that puts us on the last stream before Christmas. So we'll figure out what we're going to do following that. But that's gonna be it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Go have a good rest of your day, rest of your weekend. Be safe, be healthy this week, and we will see you next week.